It is 5:50 on Thursday the 20th. Been attempting to do some recording the last couple days, but been so jammed up with other things and trading that I frankly haven't had a chance to get them all posted. So I'm not going to go back and do that. But we had yesterday a substantial amount of selling. Goldman Sachs earnings drop of 53%. We have some negative things coming out in the news. I can tell you that yesterday could have been a lot worse. Here's the that was the 60-minute chart. Here is the daily chart. Yesterday could have been worse, and I thought maybe overnight we might see just a little bit of a bounce. I can show you by looking at the 60. There really wasn't much of a bounce, and so now what we've got going on is this morning several things are going on this morning. Again, here's a look at this. Here's a look at this daily. Let me give you the news for this morning. We've got jobless claims coming out this morning at 7:30, which are anticipated to be negative. There should be a rise in jobless claims. What else do we have? We have later on in the day, we have the Philly Fed survey, which is expected to be up. We have existing home sales, which is expected to be a little bit up. But I think what's going to happen is the combination of jobless claims coming out first and being negative. In addition to that, we've got Morgan Stanley's earnings coming out this morning ahead of the bell, as well as some other folks. I don't anticipate Morgan Stanley's earnings to be so wonderful either. I mean, if they are, I don't know if there's any anticipation there in terms of what their earnings are going to be. But if they are negative, I think what we're going to see is a substantial amount of selling again today. Let me show you technically what we've got. Again, on the daily, you can see that we had a break of support up there, a pretty good sized red bar. We've got some of these other trend lines and support lines that are falling under this area we're currently trading in. If we break 74 and a quarter, I think we're going to see a little run. Let me show you the weekly. Here's what the weekly looks like right now. Again, we've had such a huge run up that we're kind of primed for a little bit of a correction to begin with. Now you have some of these technical signals that are showing a little break in a couple of areas here, combined with some negative news that's coming out this morning. Unless the technical signals change, or unless the news coming out is different than what we're anticipating, I don't want to be a buyer this morning. I'd be looking to be a seller, and there are a couple of areas that I'd be looking at, specifically the break of oh boy, what can I show you? There's a support line going on here right now, 75 and a quarter. That would be a scary place for it to break. Actually, that's the 15-minute chart that I'm showing you right here. And on the daily chart, the number goes back a little further to, or I'm sorry, on the 60-minute chart, the number goes back to 1275. I think if we see a break on that, and then that run on 74 and a quarter, and where that number is coming from, well, I can show you so many things here. If we start to see a break in that 74 and a quarter area and drop beneath that, with this negative news coming out, I think there could be, I don't want to say substantial selling, but I mean certainly I think we could see something down in the, where can I show you? We could see something potentially down in this 12, the 1250s. Hold on 1 second. I'll try to give you a number here. I mean, while some of these support lines could be these trend lines could try to slow its fall, I think 12, right here in this 1258.50 area, we could certainly see that, and we can certainly see just beneath that this 1256 area. That's possible today. I mean, it's another, it's not a massive drop. I mean, could it even exceed that? Sure. I mean, could it go beyond that? Yeah. But I think seeing something in that range, I don't want to say is my anticipation today, but if it starts selling, let's say, it would not surprise me to see it move down into that range. Again, this clip's getting a little long, but that's what I'm looking at this morning. Would much prefer to be a seller on any kind of a little, I don't even want to call it a rally. I don't know that we're going to see any rally this morning, but let's say a technical bump up would see me being a seller, barring some change in the anticipated news or something coming out that's not in accordance with what we're anticipating this morning. I'll be looking to be a seller here on a little bit of a bump. So that's where we are, and it's 5:56.